Howdy y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Angela.
And Ryan.
She's my favorite.
I am.
Deep in the heart of Texas. From RNA Music. I got that all out messed up because I was trying to sing. I was trying to throw you off. And I threw myself off.
That's okay.
That's what I do. She is my favorite.
Can't throw me off.
No, can't. She's way too smart.
Way too smart.
All right, welcome to another Ask RNA. I believe this is number 35.
Yes.
Which I decided might be midlife crisis time.
35. Is that 35?
35. I don't know. My Spanish is terrible for a Texan.
Yeah.
But, I think we decided 35 is not really midlife crisis time. It's not time to buy a Corvette. It's more like 45, 50.
Pretty much.
Something. I don't know.
Something like that.
It's number 35.
35 is young.
Yeah. Younger than I are.
And me.
I'd love to be 35. I don't know.
I know.
Somebody's on Periscope.
Yeah,
All right, first question.
There you go.
Boochie Daddykins.
It's awesome.
That's a great screen name. I'd like to know how you came up with Boochie Daddykins.
Yeah.
Good day, Ryan and Angela. Yes, couldn't agree more. Greatest gift you can give anyone is time. So important to get the balance right. Yes, it is. Question. I have a 25-year-old Marshall JCM900 100-watt combo amp. Nice. And lately, when I turn the black standby button off, it pops. However, if I wait a little, say 30 seconds or so after I stop playing and have turned the guitar volume down to 0, it tends not to. Interesting. Faulty, or do you think just a little old and tired and needing to be treated a little more gently? Love your vids. I've nicknamed them my Monday Moonshine because I watch them on the sly at work. And they give me a real kick on Monday Moonshines.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes.
I like that. Welcome to Monday Moonshine with Ryan and Angela. Just for Boochie Daddykins.
Yes.
You know, that's a great question. That's a pretty cool little amp you got there. So if you just roll your volume off on the guitar and wait a little bit and then hit it, it doesn't pop? I don't know. There might be something in the signal chain or signal path. Maybe some dust or something. It might need a good cleaning.
Maybe.
You know, I would, of course, go to a certified amp tech repair person for that. But it may just need some, just general tune-ups, I guess. Although I have an amp that lately, when I flip the standby, it's got some crackliness going on, which is kind of weird. But only when I flip the standby switch. So I'm going to have to get it checked out too. So it might just need a good cleaning. Maybe. But I would go take it to a certified tech just to find out. If it didn't ever used to do that, it probably shouldn't do that.
Didn't ever used to.
Didn't ever used to. Is that proper Texan?
I don't think. Yeah, proper Texan. Yeah.
Didn't ever used to. Did not ever used to do that. It's the end of the day, and I'm tired and not thinking straight.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
I have hair in my ear. My
hair in your ear?
I have hair flipping into my ear. It's tickling my ear.
Because I have hair in my ears.
Yes, I know. I know.
You've noticed before. It's beard. Right. Yeah, I would just take it to a tech, man. If it really bugs you, take it, have it checked out. But if the amp still plays fine while you're playing, maybe not worry about it too much. So, thanks for the question. Moonshine Monday, Boochie Daddykins. Next, Evan Frazier. Hi, Evan.
Hey.
Hi, guys. Or hey, guys. Really enjoying the Ask RNA stuff. How do you feel about the Line 6 Helix and pod stuff? It seems so much easier now to just go with the HQ. I assume it's high quality amp simulators, whether it be gigging or even in the studio. What do you think? Thanks. That's a great question, Evan. We may have answered something similar to this in the past about the modeling amps and stuff. To be honest, it's been a really long time since I've used any of the Line 6 amps or the pod stuff. I have a buddy who used to have a bass pod, and it was pretty cool. You get some really cool effects for bass. I like stuff like that, like some of the Spider amps, and PV's got some modeling amps. For practice amps, I kind of think it's pretty cool. just because of the varied sounds you can get out of it. It's very compact. You don't have to have your whole ped aboard and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
For practice purposes, I kind of dig those. And that's really probably what I would use it for. But I have gotten so stuck on like real full-blown tube amps particularly that for me, I like the real stuff. Now, it's not as easy to amass a collection, but I've got one that I personally own, a really nice amp. It's my Mesa, and with different pedals and things, I can get quite a few sounds out of it that I'm really happy with. So for me, I'm still digging just the plain Jane stripped down amps. Sometimes the simpler the better. The Mesa is not real simple, but some of the like some of the orange amps that are really just plug and play with some great tube distortion. I like that a lot. But for me, I see the other ones as great practice tools and maybe great writing tools. But when it comes down to it, live and recording, I probably would prefer the real deal. So
There you go.
thanks for the question, Evan. Next, P-Man 0856.
Yes.
You had a pretty lengthy comment from last video.
It was great.
It was, and I appreciate it, and we read it, and I like the part about the Washburn guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently I have a thing for
We
Washburn.
got a good deal on those guitars.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's
you
always
did,
nice
man.
to have a good deal.
But we're going to jump right to his question, instead of reading the whole commentary, and it's really for Angela.
Yeah, he basically, you mentioned about Etta James, and a lot of people did. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, Etta James, she's just the bomb. Her voice is like silk. It's awesome. It's beautiful. But then you want to say that you started watching Doctor Who, or you watched the Christmas episode, with Alex Kingston. Yeah, she was in ER. She had her full British accent, and actually she's been co-starring and doing little cameos in The Arrow on the CW.
Oh.
As the Arrow's love interest's mother, or the Canary's mother. So
That's right.
She's the Canary's mama. And
Mama Canary.
The bad guy who was Ra's al Ghul, who turned, spoilers, who got trained by Ra's al Ghul, is Jack Harkness from Doctor Who also. So lots of Whovians. And Arthur DeVille, I think his name, Rory.
Uh-huh.
He's in this new DC Legends, the spin-off of the futuristic DC characters. Like, he's helping them go back and forth. He's on, so lots of Whovians are stepping out there. It's pretty cool. But you asked if, let's see, how does Alex Kingston's character rank in all the...
which is River Song.
River Song. Alex Kingston's character is River Song. She's the 10th Doctor's... the 11th Doctor's, love interest. She meets the 10th Doctor. The 11th Doctor she actually has a lot of interaction with. And then the one that you saw is with the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, which kind of wraps it up to where she finally meets 10. It's so sad. So, because their timelines are passing that way, where he is going forward, she's going backward in how she sees them, how she sees him. So, yeah.
But how does she rank as Doctor Who companions for you?
For me, she's pretty up there. Only because she's the only companion that I know of, I have to do some more research about it, that actually knows the Doctor's name. And she's married the Doctor.
Hello, sweetie.
Yes, and there's always that little bit of, I wonder if they would ever, if her timeline actually, because in her book, she would say, she's seen a lot of faces of Doctor Who, of the Doctor, but really in our history, we only know that she knows 3 faces of the Doctor. So I wonder if she has gone as far back as seeing, because, timey-wimey type stuff. But I put her pretty high. Everybody doesn't really count her as a companion.
I was about to say, is she a true companion? Because she doesn't want to travel with him consistently, like episode after episode.
No, but she has her own, which I wish they would do a spin-off of her life, outside of what she does, and then have the Doctors kind of do cameos with her.
That would be great.
because there's a whole line of her being in prison and her going and being a professor and her being an archaeologist and all this stuff. So, but there's this whole other line of her, and during that time, the Doctor comes and visits her. So she is a companion, basically. We just don't ever see their story. That we hear about their story, but they have a whole journal full of their whole life together because they were husband and wife. You know? So, I think she ranks pretty high, only because she's the only one that has known him intimately in the way that they actually loved each other. They actually loved each other. And I think that was the first time he, other than Rose, you know, that he actually fell in love with a companion. Mm-hmm. So I think Rose and River are like right there because they're the two companions that actually truly fell in love. You know, a lot of them love him, but I think that they had mutual.
That he loved back.
That he loved back.
On that level.
That and the one who's the episode where the TARDIS gets embodied into a woman from a planet, and he actually gets to speak to the TARDIS, because the TARDIS is a companion too.
What's his most consistent companion?
Yes. So, and he loves the TARDIS, and you know he gets buried in her. So. I
like River Song because she's a really good shot.
Yes.
She can bust.
I like how
caps.
sassy she is. You know, and she's talking to a Dalek, and she's like, "One more time," you know, mercy.
She's full of sass.
I love it.
And she kicks some
booty.
Butt.
Yeah. So
sass.
yeah, I would think actually the more I talk about her, I think she's probably my number one.
I would concur with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I'm not even
curly head sisters. You know, we got to stick. We got to stick together.
Massive Who fan, but
I really every time she's been in it, it's always been satisfactory. You know, there's times when I didn't like the other characters. I was like, oh my gosh, shut up. Let Doctor do, you know, let the Doctor do. And I did not like, I don't care what anybody says, I did not like Clara. I didn't like her at all. I wish she spent way too long as the Doctor. She's the longest running companion.
As a very passive Doctor Who fan, I would agree with that. I did not find her as fascinating as some of the others.
Yeah, they beat that dog to death. So I was glad when she... Spoilers.
It's time. All right.
Yeah.
And that is it for questions this week.
There you go.
3 questions. That's actually 6, but 3 questions. Thank you so much.
I love Doctor Who questions. You
yes,
know,
she does.
Right. That's
my
show.
It's my groove. That's my jam.
Yes.
So lots of great comments this week. So thank you. We did read the comments. I try to read all of them, and I usually give them all.
Elvis fans. See, the Elvis ranked number 1 out of everybody.
Elvis beat the Beatles.
Elvis beat the Beatles. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I think he's been more a part of everybody's life consistently.
He's probably more legendary.
Yes.
Although the Beatles are quite legendary.
They are. I think they have
Elvis's effect on pop culture was probably
just as
broader.
Yeah.
Slightly than the Beatles.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
You don't see. I mean, there are, but you don't see a lot of African Americans listening to the Beatles. But you can catch quite a few listening to Elvis. So I think that he crossed the...
He bridged the gap.
He bridged the racial gap, is where, you know, the Beatles it was pretty finite who listened to the Beatles.
Not me.
You know, I think, but Elvis just had that way about him, you know.
He had a lot of charisma. That's for sure.
And it's hard to show love to, you know, a group of guys where there's just that one person you can focus all of your energy. If Elvis was in a band setting, like the Rolling Stones or like the Doors or like that, I don't think it would have been as...
The focus was definitely on him.
Right. He had a band. But
and his Blue Suede Shoes.
For those of you who are going to correct me. I know he did.
Yes.
But we all know him as just Elvis.
But your average person couldn't name
Madonna has a band too.
Yeah.
Well, we know her as just Madonna.
But I know Monty Pittman, who's in Madonna's band. Mm-hmm. I know who he is.
Yes.
I don't know who anybody else in his band is.
Mm-hmm.
In her band.
Right.
Because Monty's from East Texas.
Yes.
What up? East Texas, represent. Madonna. He's a killer guitar player.
Yeah.
Anyways. So we do read all the comments. I try to go and give all of your comments thumbs up. Thank you for leaving a comment.
Especially if you're being nice.
Yeah, if you're being
A north end
jerk
of a
face
southbound mule.
that I don't thumb your comment.
Yes.
Sometimes I delete them.
Yes. North end of a southbound mule.
Yeah.
That's what we like to say.
But if you like the video, if you guys would give us a thumbs up, liking our video, that would be cool. We'd appreciate that. Google and YouTube seem to like that as
and
far
share
as
us.
sharing goes.
Share us to the world.
Yeah.
Let us.
Like who? Everybody should appreciate this beard. Mm-hmm. Maybe not.
Everybody should appreciate these freckles.
Yeah, they
Can you
should.
see my freckles?
Probably not.
Do I look smooth skinned? I'm not. I'm extremely freckled.
We only do this in 720, so I don't go full.
I don't think they see.
I don't go full
see all my
1280,
imperfections. I don't think my
1080p.
freckles are imperfections. Actually, I think they're cute.
I think they're beauty marks.
See this beauty mark?
I got one that matches.
Yeah, he has gray hair where I have my birthmark. Is that weird or what?
We're meant to be.
I know.
So, thank y'all so much for your questions. Thank you so much for the comments. If you have a question or comment for next week, type them out right now. Pretty please. And we will read them, and we will pick some next week to talk about.
Yes.
Or answer.
Let's throw out some topics. Let's see.
Topics for the comments to talk about?
Yeah, let's give them some topics. Let's say the new Apocalypse movie, X-Men Apocalypse. Have you seen it? Do you like it?
So that's enough. Probably.
Just give you that?
Just give them that. I don't want any spoilers. We went to see X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
Personally, it was my favorite X-Men of this
reboot.
new kind of a rebooted X-Men where everybody's younger and it doesn't have Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
Yes.
This is
But
the third one,
in
right?
he was in the last one.
He did. He kind of cameoed.
Yeah. No, he was the Magneto and him were in the future and they went to the past, but they kept on going back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying with
I'm a bigger fan.
with what's her face, Raven.
Yes. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. This is like the
Mr.
third one.
Tumnus as
Mr. Tumnus.
as Professor X.
Professor X.
That's all I could see.
This one was my favorite of all of these. I thought it was really pretty dang good. So I liked it. Let us know if y'all have seen it, if you liked it or not.
Yes.
Keeps music alive.
Don't forget it.
Wheelie, 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 wheelie.
Boop.
That was channel 3. Here's channel 2. Alright, here's the high gain channel on the EVH 5153 with the 91 Gibson Explorer Gibson pickups. For just that person who asked.